Here's another classic Elvis tune, Good Rockin' Tonight. Like a lot of early Elvis tunes, it was a cover. The original, of course, is Roy Brown, who wrote the song, which was recorded and released in 1947 on Deluxe Records. Brown actually offered the tune to Wynonie Harris first, but he turned it down. Only after the song gained traction with Brown's version did Harris decide to cover it. And the tune became an even bigger success in the R&B genre at the time, and is argued to be one of the contenders for the first ever rock and roll record. Elvis then recorded and released his rockabilly version on Sun Records in 1954, which was Elvis's second single. Pretty much your standard 12-bar, but on the turnaround it goes from the 4 chord to the 5 instead of the other way around. A little riff in between verses, and on the second verse it goes to a quick 5 chord, B7, in the first 4 bars. I'll go ahead and play through the beginning structure. Now, it's important to note that second verse, where it goes to the 5 for a bar, then a stop after 2 bars on the E, is the only time in the song that structure is played. And after that second verse, we go into the first solo and into the chorus. And as always, I put a link to the tab in the description box below. So that little guitar riff between the first and second verse goes like this. I play it like this here with this D form over the E. But you could also play it like this with the E bar chord. Either way is fine as long as the third is on the top, the G sharp. Then after the second verse is where the solo starts with the guitar finger-picking rhythm continuing at the end of the progression. Both solos take place on the first and second strings primarily, and follows a standard 12-bar progression. First we go to the 12th fret and play the first and second strings, the E and the B. Then down to the B on the 7th fret on the first string, and the G natural on the 8th fret on the second string. Then to the 5th fret on the second string, playing the E while letting the open E on the first string drone along. Now the song is over the 4 chord, or the A, and we go to the 2nd and 1st frets, sliding up to the 3rd and 2nd frets on the 1st and 2nd string twice, like this. The F sharp to G natural on the 1st string, and the C natural to C sharp on the 2nd string, playing a partial A7. Now we're back on the 1 chord again, the E, and we go up to the 3rd and 4th frets, sliding from the 3rd fret to the 4th fret on the 1st string, and the 4th fret to the 5th fret on the 2nd string, the G natural to the G sharp, and the D sharp to the E natural. This is a partial E chord played in this D form shape. But you're only playing the top 2 strings, again, twice. Now up to the 5 chord, the B7, and play the 4th fret, sliding to the 5th fret on the 1st string, and the 6th fret, sliding to the 7th fret on the 2nd string. And back to the 1 and into the chorus. This part is just your standard walking bass line, except instead of going to the flat 7 like this, it goes to the octave of the root like this. Same thing on the A. Then on the B7, it's this B to C sharp to D, back to C sharp, and back down to continue down the scale. right into the last verse. Now it sounds like he's bouncing back and forth between bass notes and treble notes. Since Scotty played with a thumb pick, this makes sense. Now most players don't use a thumb pick, so you can emulate that sound like this. Another thing, if you notice, that the beginning of the first solo, he starts playing straight eighths, but then starts swinging it around the third beat on the first bar of the solo. The song continues into another verse, and then into the second solo. The pickup into the second solo is that same riff between the first and second verses. Then it's pretty much the same as the first solo, it's just the beginning is reversed. So instead of starting on the 12th fret, you start on the 5th with the droning E, and this one starts swinging a bit and then sort of straightens out like this. Or somewhere in between. Again, it's more of a feel thing. Then to the 4 or the A chord with that partial A7 again. Then the E. Then the B here, just like before. Back to the E and onto the second chorus, which is pretty much the same. And the ending, just like this. Right after the chorus, and instead of having a final hit on the 1, it just ends on the and of 2. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video around. That kind of stuff really helps the channel. And you can click that notification bell to let you know when new videos drop and when the live streams are happening every weekend. It's a lot of fun. We just get to hang out and chat about guitars, music, and have a good time. We've got a lot of good content coming soon. So thank you guys again. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.